Hello everybody, as I mentioned before, the Celica's head gasket is externally leaking, which in some way I guess is lucky, leaking outwardly, therefore it's like not overheating and getting in the combustion chamber. It doesn't look like it's the heater core line. With my luck, I wouldn't be surprised if I go to take the head off and it is in fact the heater core line. That would feel dumb, but we're gonna start the head gasket. I'm skeptical, I've been advised not to do it on my own, but I'm gonna fucking send it. Hopefully this car runs again someday, because I'm about to take a running car and make it not running, and I've seen how that goes a lot, so hopefully I can pull this out of my ass and actually make it work. Footage of the actual leak is coming out of the side of the block, or the head on this side. I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but every time you drive it now, it's just leaking to the point where it's dripping. I'm having to refill the coolant like every other time I drive it, so before I overheat the damn thing, might as well just start. I'm about to do something that people don't really recommend doing, but I'm gonna do it. I'm going to clean off the engine bay with water. I'm gonna spray it, and so that way it's a little bit cleaner, because I want to pull each piece off and clean them and put them in a box. Go from there, but I want to film a lot, because this video is going to be how I'm going to remember what I did. Let's get a very good shot of how things currently are on this engine. Do not do this. Battery's unplugged, just so you know. Time to start taking stuff off, cleaning it up. And first I gotta drain the fluids. Alright, got the fluids drained, putting them in the proper receptacles. Then I can start taking apart the intake and the fan shroud. I'll start from there because I think that would be the simplest. I want to clean everything as I do it. So I only have so much daylight to work with, and once the daylight's gone, then I'll just work on what parts I already have off already. So I pulled that hose off, and then pulled out the expansion tank, but just literally just like pulling it upward, and it popped right out. Then I took off this little piping, but cupped for two little, one there, and that just pops off with that hose. And now I'm gonna take off this piece. I'm hoping just to have the intake taken care of tonight. Just start with that piece. So I got the intake piping out. I'm running out of sunlight, so I'm gonna put a cap on it for the day. Time to clean these parts. Got some more stuff out. Got the radiator fan, radiator shroud, the power steering belt, and the one of the upper radiator hoses. Obviously the radiator hose is simply two clamps, one there, pull, takes a little force. It's best if you give it a twist. That helps a lot. Like the twisting motion is really the money. Anyways, for the shroud, there's a bolt here and there's a bolt here. That's it. And then you gotta carefully maneuver around the clutch fan. But as you can see on the bottom right there, it has like an extra, it's built for that. Anyways, for the power steering belt, you just have to loosen this 19. Just loosen it. You don't have to take it off. Don't take it off. Just loosen it. Once it's loose, you back out this 12 until the belt has enough slack to just come right off, and it just comes right off. Next, I'm going to take off the clutch fan, which you can see those 10mm bolts right there at the base of the clutch fan right there. I have to do 4 of those, and then the radiator, all I have to do is get that one clamp down there. I don't know if you can see. Let's get the camera. Okay, that radiator right there, get that hose off, and then the radiator will come right out. So yeah, that's the goal for today. Oops, let's clean that up. There's just those 2 bolts, that one hose like I said, and it's out. So much room for activities. So let's go over the vacuum lines, because I'm going to take them off and I'm going to have to put them back on, so let's do it. So let's see, the idle air control valve, which mine is broken, needs to be replaced. We got this line that goes to the throttle body, this line that goes to the power steering to help that, and then the other one for the power steering goes back directly to this little nipple. So that's the, also on the other side of it, there is one that goes to this solenoid thingy mabob. So that is the idle air control. Oh, and the bottom one right there also goes to this. So bottom one goes to see, look, bottom one goes left, top one goes right. So that is idle air control valve. Then there is the cold start injector. I'm just gonna unplug that there, 2 bolts. And you can see down further back in there is where it's bolted up to the fuel rail. So there's that too. There's this that goes to the brake boost. No. Yeah, it goes to the brake booster. So that one to the brake booster. Goes to that hard line right there. And then we go these four. One goes all the way over to, there's like a little solenoid thing back there. It goes to is top left. Top right goes to the cruise control thingy-mabobber. Bottom, oh, it's only three, and the bottom middle one goes somewhere back, oh, to a little vacuum diaphragm back there behind the intake. So those are those. We got the breather hose for the valve cover, and we have another hose down here that I can't see where it goes. I'm gonna assume it goes somewhere down to the lower plenum. But yeah, that's that. So that's that entire side. And then on this side we have the cruise control cable and the throttle cable. Both are located right there. And I believe there's some grounds down there. I can't really see because the can't see. And I think that's it. I think once, oh, and this EGR, these two bolts need to be taken out for the EGR. So we're gonna go ahead and get started on that. If there's anything I discover along the way, I will update you guys. So yeah, wish me luck, and if this part of the video you have to review a few times, I totally understand. I'm probably gonna have to do it myself. There was also two hoses connected to the bottom of the throttle body. Kind of a pain, but you can get them. One right there, one right there. So these clips, that one, there, the one that goes under the throttle body, and there's another kind of more yellow and teal green. Also, see that stud? There's a bolt underneath that, and that black bracket. You can see it's already unbolted, but yeah, don't forget about that. Still one hose back there. It's right, I don't know if you can see more hose that's still attached. It's like right in there. She's off. Yee. She's off. So once that's off, you probably want to start with the harness. 2 clips there. The 4 clips for the injectors. Your coolant temp sensor back there. Whatever the heck this is. You got 2 yellow guys right here and another yellow guy over there. There's also a clip back down here to the idle air control valve, but I figured I'm gonna get the fuel rail off first so I can get better access to that so I don't break the clip. And the fuel rail is a 12 there, 12 here, 10 here. You got the banjo right here, which I just use a crescent wrench. Your fuel return line is over here. Yeah, tucked right here on this vacuum right there, and I think that's it. Yeah, and your cold start injector is just kind of floating there. So yeah, it should just like pop right out now. Fuel rail is off. All the intake lower plenum bolts are soaking in PB Blaster just to be safe. I'm gonna start cleaning up the other parts, and I'll come back to this tomorrow. Wow. Cancer. Okay, so there's a bunch of bolts. There's the obvious ones on the top, and then there's like a pain in the ass one down here, 2 pain in the ass ones right here, and then another pain in the ass one way back here. Also, there's 2 10 mils right here that go to the coolant temp sensor.
Nice.
Oh, that was a lot of work.
Nice.
I put the engine at top dead center, twisted the crank until it was, I don't know if you can see that, you can see the 0 and the 5, it's pretty dirty. And then the rotor should be in this position. Yeah, top dead center. Okie dokie, so I got the distributor off, which is just 2 bolts for the cap, or 2 like little like screws for the cap, and then that bolt right there in the upper right side, that one. And then there's that bolt, that bolt, that bolt. There's a bolt that goes to the bracket down there, and then there's a bolt right here for this bracket. And it's better to just unbolt the whole, these 2 pulleys together than trying to separate them, because then you'll have to take off the power steering pulley, and that's a pain in the ass and requires a different tool. So screw that. Replace your gaskets, people. Okay, got all the exhaust bolts off thanks to an impact and a lot of PB blaster. PB blaster is your best friend. 2 there, 1 in the middle, and 2 there. That's all I had. There might be more in other people's setups. I've seen different setups and different things, but that was all that's here. It's loose. And clean up a little bit and then take off the valve cover. Clean the timing cover. Power steering pump. The valve cover, 2 bolts back there. There's a little bracket for the EGR thing and 2 bolts up there, and it should pop right off. So on the valve cover, you have to take the little grommets off the bolts too, otherwise the valve cover will just be stuck on there. So next we have to take off this bolt, take out this little half moon.
Okay.
And then undo that bolt, this bolt right here, and this gear will come out. It'll come out like that. Then there's a bolt down there in the oil, you can't really see it. Take off that bolt, and then we can start doing the head bolts.
The center ones are easy.
Alright, we got the 12 mil out there, the 19 mil out of the sprocket. I put zip ties there to hold the timing. Got most of the head bolts out except those 2 back ones because the stupid cruise control is blocking it. Damn it. So we're taking out the cruise control real quick. Is that the exhausting?
It's heavier than the what exhausting?
That exhausting? Can you grip that? Okay. Okay, so go grab a fucking 10 mil really quickly. Here, right in front of me, quickly take this hose clamp off as fast as you fucking can. The cylinder head is off. It was kind of like frozen on there, so I had to hit it with a rubber mallet a lot. And then we pulled it off and we forgot there was 1 line still attached, so that was a nightmare. But we got it off. The cylinder head is off. So I'm gonna commit to polishing these. I know that's kind of a bad idea. It's a lot of work, but even if it doesn't come out mirror, I think it'll look better. It'll add like a personal flair to the car without doing too much performance stuff, whatever. So wish me luck on this. I don't know how it's gonna go or how it's gonna look, but if it looks better than this, then awesome. Okay, so I'm preparing the head to go to the machine shop, and I got it all stripped down. I got the head the cam taken out. I don't know if this is good or bad. Like, I got them a little dirty. I don't know if that's bad. This one looks weird. Looks hella weird. This one I got dirty. And here's the actual head itself. I'll flip it over so I can show you the other side. So here is the head of the Celica. No valves are open, so that's good, because the cam is off. So it doesn't look like any valves are bent. You can see right here, that's where the head gasket blew. Right there. And it was seeping out the back. That's where it blew, right there. You can actually see it. That's pretty insane. It's pretty cool. It looks like everywhere else it was still in pretty good shape. Nothing too bad. A little bit obviously dirty as shit. Old ass engine. I would believe it's 180,000 miles. But it's going to the machine shop today. So yeah, looking forward to it. It's pretty neat. Damn, those are gonna look fucking good.